Hey everyone, welcome to the midway point of the MAKB West tournament season. So I want to recap how we got here and the title that I have on this video. So I decided when I joined this trail that it was too far to drive to Prefish. That was my initial decision. So I was going to digitally search and do everything I could to try to figure the information out and then just try to fish against these quality anglers on their home lakes without actually seeing the lake. Did well in the first event. I got 8th place in the first event and kind of boosted my ego a little bit. Went into the second event, did not pre-fish, did digital research again, got 0 bass on the board, which means I don't even get any points for the AOI. Now, I told myself it was okay because some of the other tournament anglers, including the director, also blanked. So it was just a weird day on the water, right? No. Still, because I blanked, and I don't blank very often, it's just not something that happens a lot. I usually at least catch a nibbler. I decided to pre-fish for the third event. The third event, I went down there and I caught 1 bass during pre-fishing. And I thought I could develop a plan off of 1 largemouth. So I did that. I went to the event and I did not catch anything. Not a pickerel, not a bass, nothing. So the worst finish yet because I didn't even catch anything. I actually did so poorly that I deleted the footage, kind of honestly threw a little bit of a temper tantrum, but then I decided that what we're going to do going forward is we're not fishing tournaments. We're fishing for fun. We're fishing for the enjoyment and to create content for you guys. I'm not getting rid of the tournaments. I'm still going to be entering into the tournaments, but I'm not going there with the intentions of winning. I'm going with the intentions of having fun, and that's how we're going to approach tournaments for the rest of the season. So we're going to go to the body of water. We're going to pre-fish it today. We're going to spend the day just like I would fun fishing a lake back home. We're going to figure things out. We're going to document more. We're going to talk about everything that I'm thinking, all the ideas and thoughts and processes, and try to get an idea of what this lake breaks down as. And then when tournament day comes, we're going to just have fun with it, because no longer am I going to get stressed out and irritated with myself and let my competitive side just get too far and cause me to just be stressed and mad about not placing well. We're going to go into every tournament from here on out like it's a day of fun fishing, and we're going to see where that gets us. So I got about an hour left until I hit the boat ramp, and then we are going to try this new strategy and see where it takes me. We're on already. I just caught the best largemouth I've ever caught this.
What?
I just caught the best largemouth I've ever caught. Yeah, I'm about to do pictures right now.
No way. You got it still?
Oh yeah, it's in the net.
I want to see it. I got so many rocks in my queue.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh my god.
If you're interested, I'll tell you the bait I'm throwing.
The what?
I'll tell you the bait I'm throwing.
Sure, Poppy. Vinny and I are like, ding, 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 ding.
Super secrets,
Oh my god,
I have
gross.
no secrets.
Ah. Something comes up and bites my foot. I'm going to be so pissed. Yeah.
So I fished here with Tim and with Mike Mariano.
Oh, okay.
Well, that didn't take long.
Those dudes are great. I had mangled my
Freaking pickerel. Come on, man. I'm gonna let you go. You just gotta stop jumping, bro. Little pickerel. Like, he's so small I can't even get a freaking hold of him. Little guy.
So right out of the gate, guys, getting out of the ramp, there is a lily pad field right along the shoreline and about 4 feet of water. Nothing amazing. Already picked up that 1 pickerel, but this is something to know. There's vegetation here. This is going to be here in 2 weeks. There's submergent grass, so that's a good sign that I'm going to be able to at least fish my kind of fishing. A little bit of wacky rig, maybe pop a jig. Maybe early on I'll be able to start out with some sort of
top water, maybe a horny toad, things like that. So that's what we're gonna work on right now, is just kind of figuring out how this grass flat plays out, and then we're gonna work our way around, probably fish some of these docks on the other side. Wow.
Oh, you nasty boy. Oh, get out of there. Get out of there, you little shit.
Oh, I hope I got that on audio and camera.
Oh, you nasty boy.
There we go. That's better. Rock bass. It's all right. Still a fish. Still fun. There he is again. Got him that time. Oh, don't get off. No, stay there. Stay there. Wow. That's a lot bigger one than I thought it was going to be. First largemouth here, yeah. Nice. So I figured out something that I've been trying to like come to terms with is I don't like the Ned rig at all. I hate it. But Gambler makes a power Ned that has a weed guard like a jig. So it's like best of both worlds. You have the weed guard, but it's small. So
all the Ned is jig.
it's just a small jig.
Yeah, that's
So
all it is.
So by using that smaller head, I'm getting the benefits of a smaller profile, but it's a jig at that point. So it's
the jig head. I mean, what's the size of the head that you're using?
it's an 1/8 ounce, so it's a small jig basically.
Some of the guys I throw are 1/4 ounce, and I throw them on 20-pound braid.
Oh, do you?
Or 20 pounds.
There we go, guys.
Yeah.
One little bass. So I figured one thing out at least. They do seem to like the Ned rig. I had a couple hits earlier, got the one largemouth on it. I did find a pretty good little area. It's got some wood, some submergent grass, overhanging branches. It's got deeper water access on the other side, so that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to take into consideration depending on conditions. Today is a little bit of a weird day because we're just barely starting to get wind, but I don't know what the weather's going to be like day of the tournament. So my plan is actually to change things up a little bit. I'm going to stop with the finesse and try more reaction style. Gonna start throwing the paddle tail lipless, gonna throw some swim jigs, and we're just gonna work our way through, kind of cover a little bit more water just to see what else I can find. I'm also gonna be doing some kind of graphing as I go, mark anything that looks significant, any type of cover or things that are submergent that you're not gonna see unless you graph over it, and then we're just gonna kind of work our way around and see if we can mark some waypoints as well as see if we can locate some bigger bass. I got so much boob sweat right now.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's so hot.
Whoa. So I kind of figured out that my strategy is a little bit different now for pre-fishing, and I think it kind of is what I do when I'm fun fishing. So what I tend to do when I'm fun fishing is really learn the areas that I do fish. So I don't necessarily fish the whole lake, but I do a really detailed survey of the area that I do fish so that I really know truly what's there. I know what kind of structure is there, how deep it is, and have a solid plan and know what exactly is in every little area, the spot within the spot, as the term goes. And I think that's going to be more important than getting a basic idea of the whole lake, because it's not really possible in a single or even 2 or 3 trips to really get a full survey of an entire lake. But if you fish a portion of it, a quarter of it, really thoroughly, then you'll know what that quarter has to offer, and if the pattern arises that applies to the structure and type of area in that quarter, then you'll know you can go back there, or you know you can avoid it. And I think that's going to be really the key for me, is not trying to think that I need to fish the whole lake. Really cordon it off, figure out little parts of it, and then go from there. GoPro, stop recording. Oh, I'm not going fast enough. Oh. Well, as you guys can tell, I am off the water
and I am heading home. It was a really good day on the water. So what I learned that there's a deep portion right out of the ramp that is something that if I need to drop shot, there was a lot of marks, there was a lot of arches and fish suspended. Now, I don't know if those are trout, I don't know if those are pickerel, or they're bass, but I was noticing a lot of fish suspending around 12 to 15 feet. I didn't fish for them because ultimately I was trying to figure out shoreline structure. I found one really cool grass edge, like a cliff with a grass edge, that I marked on my waypoints, and that's something that I'm definitely gonna check out and pick on when I get to the tournament. The other thing I determined is that there is a lot of grass in key spots, but that the middle seems to be fairly weedless. So I'm gonna be able to run deep divers, I'm gonna be able to run bigger swim baits and cruise around with a chatterbait if conditions allow. So I got the information that I need. Now, I don't have all the information because I didn't fish the whole body of water, but the place is only 100 and something acres, so it's really not going to be that big a deal during the tournament day to adjust as necessary. I eliminated some places that I'm probably not going to fish, and honestly, I'm really hoping that docks are a thing, because if docks are in play, that place is going to show out, because there is a billion docks on that body of water. There is a dock every 10 feet along the entire shoreline. If you guys didn't notice, I do want to mention I was fishing with Bobby Roast Beef from the Jigs and Pigs podcast. If you guys haven't checked out his podcast, you absolutely need to. It's one of my favorite shows. I listen to it every week. And Chrissy Fishing, she has an Instagram, so hit her up, follow her on Instagram as well. We were all hanging out and fishing. We ended up getting off the water at 12 o'clock. We went and had lunch, and now we are all driving home. I have obviously the longer drive home heading back to Vermont, but overall it was a great day. As you saw, I did not catch a lot of bass. I got the one bass, I got a bunch of rock bass, but I figured a lot out, and that's really the point of the trip. And again, I'm going back to fun. We're getting back to just enjoying fishing, not being stressed out. This year, I've been getting in my head a lot, and I've been doing a lot of dumb things, and I'm not doing that anymore, and we're just gonna have fun. So the next episode you guys see tomorrow is going to be the tournament event. So I put these back to back so you guys can see the pre-fishing, then the event. So tomorrow night, at the same time that this video released, you will get to see how all that information I gathered turns into whether I catch fish or not. You're gonna see if this new mental positivity is gonna work or not. But overall, I wanna thank you guys for coming along with me. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, let's get out there, catch more fish.